And we are live.
Woo!
All right, what's up, everybody? First of all,
Glory be to Jesus Christ.
glory forever. Welcome to Dynamite Duo Sports, the podcast where we break down the NFL's top storylines with the facts, including the fact that this Super Bowl has the potential to be a very, very, very good one. I'm Giuseppe.
I'm Antonios.
And tonight, not today anymore, it's tonight, we are live to discuss our predictions for the Super Bowl and also to recap NFL honors and also to just, have fun with everybody, So, yeah, feel free to drop a comment and, yep, all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I did.
okay.
Yep.
Yep,
I did.
cool. All right. Yep. So, just, yeah. So, yeah, anything you want to add to the intro?
No, not much. Just excited for the Super Bowl. It's almost like going back to memories. Not to mention, just if you saw the game last night, the Hall of Famers that went in, or not the game, the awards last night. With Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, Adam Vinatieri, Roger Craig, and my personal favorite, Drew Brees. Luke Kuechly and Drew Brees. It's like literally players from my childhood that I watched going into the Hall of Fame. That made me feel old.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, honestly, Luke Kuechly, he might be, he's like top 2 favorite linebacker of all time.
He has
So
the best defensive mindset of player on the field, the defensive mindset of all time.
right, yep.
If you combined Ray Lewis like power and Luke Kuechly's mind, that would have been like the most unstoppable player on defense ever.
Right. So yeah, and then also Larry Fitzgerald, one of the best most underrated wide receivers of all
More
time.
tackles than drops. That's a stat that no one will probably ever beat for how long he played and how many catches he caught. So
Yep. And then Adam Vinatieri, most points in NFL history. He also has basically the responsible for the Patriots dynasty even getting off the ground to begin with.
right.
So if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have won those Super Bowls. So and then Roger Craig, first running back to have 1,000 rushing and receiving yards in a season. So, yep, good for him. Now, to me, it was pretty obvious that they definitely need to change their voting system for how they do it for the older people. Because there are 5 people eligible and only one of the 5 got in because of how their voting system works.
Right.
So, I would definitely say that they need to look into that because I think Bill Belichick 100% would have been in if the voting system was better.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, would he count as like the senior kind of player though, or seniors only for people that have to have been?
But they took the ownership / head / coaches and put them into the same group as them in the same voting.
Okay.
Group. Yeah, they have players like a regular ballot, regular players that are up to be in the Hall of Fame in one group, and then the other group is older people who they had been passed up in the previous years where they would have been in that
Right.
other group, but now they're in the older people group with the owners and head coaches and assistant coaches.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my takeaway from the Hall of Fame. But nonetheless, it's a great Hall of Fame class.
Yes, it is. I mean, 100. It's probably one of arguably one of the best. Like just the lineup with the 5 players. Now, to be fair, I don't have great knowledge of who
Roger
went
Craig.
in every year for the Hall of Fame, but I think this one's pretty tough to beat because you have quarterback, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, one of the greatest linebackers of all time, the greatest kicker of all time, and then the first versatile runner back who could catch and run. So that's kind of hard to beat. No offense, it's really hard to beat that. So, but without further ado, let's go past that. Now let's talk about the awards that happened last night and what we think of each one that was given out. So first, we will go with the MVP. Went to Matthew Stafford. There were 2 obvious MVP candidates, guys. Drake May, Matthew Stafford. Either one that won, it's fair and square, for both of them. Me personally, I was someone that was rooting for Drake May to win it, but I knew that Matt Stafford's probably going to win it. And Tom Brady made a good argument of this might be his last year, but if you watch last night, he announced he's not retiring. But because he's older, he might not get another opportunity to win MVP. And because it's that close, might as well give it to him. So I get that. And not to mention, it was literally a 1 vote difference between Drake May and Matthew Stafford.
Yes. The one thing you want to point out though is that
Justin
Justin
Herbert,
Herbert got one MVP vote,
which is just so
which
weird.
makes it all the more
I'm
annoying
I
for
am
Patriots
genuinely
fans.
curious who
But
did that.
he actually revealed himself.
Who?
I forget what his name is,
Okay.
but he basically said the things that he was doing the regular season behind that offensive line was why he got his vote. And since nobody really had a firm idea of who the actual MVP was between Drake May and Matthew
Oh, so he
Stafford,
just
he
okay.
decided to just
I
vote for
mean,
Justin Herbert.
that's fair. I'll
And then Josh Allen got his annual couple votes when he doesn't win.
yeah. But at the end of the day, I am super happy for Matthew Stafford. He finally is getting the credit he deserves. And it's so cute to see like his daughter's up there with him, because
That was the best part.
that was just the best part of like, it's like it's his family that matters the most, and stuff like that. And that's things that no offense, a lot of people are missing nowadays that, it's the support of the family that actually what can make you great. It can also make you a drive if people don't believe in you, but at the same time, when people do believe in you, that takes you longer than people. Takes you farther in your career than people who don't, in my opinion.
Yeah. But I think this should cement him to be a Hall of Famer.
Oh, he should be Hall of Fame before that. Like,
Yeah, I know,
I
but
don't
there were
think
people who were like, "Yeah, I don't know, was years in Detroit." I'm like, "Did he literally showed that he was fighting an uphill battle, an impossible battle in Detroit. He literally Detroit Lions basically was the New York Jets,
yeah,
where QBs go to die, and he survived in the place where QBs go to die.
yeah,
So, call it
that's
what you
fair.
will.
Yeah, so, but at the end of the day, happy Matthew Stafford and people who are whining, thinking that it's like biased or something.
Patriots fans.
Yeah, it's just like it's grow up.
You guys are in the Super Bowl.
Matt
You've been how many Super Bowls you guys been to?
Matthew Stafford and Drake May, either one of them could have won, and it would have been fair. Okay. If someone just voted only Matthew Stafford and no one voted Drake May, then I would be a little bit like, okay, that's a little disrespectful. But guys, it was one vote.
There's only been 2 unanimous MVPs ever. Tom Brady in '07 and Lamar Jackson the first time he won it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, it wasn't
like,
gonna be unanimous for either one, and the fact that it was that close just shows both of them deserve to win MVP, and Matthew Stafford got it. I'm happy for Matthew Stafford. I think he deserves everything he's been getting these last few years.
yeah.
So,
All right. So now we're gonna go to the coach of the year. And that went to Mike Vrabel, which is pretty
Mike
obvious.
Verbal.
Is it verbal? It is verbal?
No, it's
Okay.
how the lady pronounced it last night.
Oh, yeah. But
We'll talk about that too later.
But at the end of the day, Mike Vrabel, it's pretty obvious. I mean,
Yeah, we don't even need to say
it was
anything.
pretty obvious why he won it. There were like 5 coaches though that could have won this year, and all of them would have been
Yeah, like
valid.
all the people that they listed was like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like here are the head coaches
Yeah.
that like could have won it in like my opinion. Kyle Shanahan, Mike Vrabel, Mike McDonald, Ben Johnson, Liam Cohen.
That's who was listed.
Yeah. So it's like the people that they listed were like the top candidates. And Mike Vrabel winning is one that makes the most sense because they're a team that went from 4-13 to the Super Bowl. Now, to be fair, they voted before the playoffs, but realistically, because what happened to playoffs, yeah, Mike Vrabel should get Coach of the Year, and he got it. Kyle Shanahan was probably my number 2 pick just because of how banged up they were and how well he did. So yeah, but at the end of the day, any 5 of those won, totally valid. But I do the top 2 for me were Vrabel and Kyle Shanahan. So any thoughts on that for you or
No.
nope?
Nope, that's
Okay.
valid.
So now we're just gonna move on to offensive player of the year. And I'm not saying the way the guy said it last night, JSN. If anyone who watched last night probably got a little bit of a laugh out of it, but yeah, JSN, the 2 obvious offensive player of the years, in my opinion, were like JSN Puka Nacua, Christian McCaffrey too, but Christian McCaffrey was an MVP candidate. I think he deserves to be up there, not offensive player. So, but yeah, JSN realistically though just went off this year because he's been behind DK Metcalf for a couple years. Now DK's left. People are like, what's JSN going to do without DK when he's the main wide receiver? And he did a lot. Now, when he went against defenses that knew how to stop him, he couldn't do anything. But at the same time, most receiving yards this year, like he just and he had just big epic plays in almost every game he played. So it's pretty obvious to me personally. I'm a little biased. I would have gone Puka just because Puka had more impressive catches this year, and so I just think that like Puka, in my opinion, was offensive player of the year. But JSN winning is totally valid as well.
Yep.
So, is there anything you want to say? Do you think he was your main pick for offensive player of the year, or someone else that you would have technically preferred?
It honestly, if you pick CMC, JSN, or Puka Nacua, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I don't really think was there really anyone else this year that you kind of thought was up there for offensive player of the year? Because I don't really think I can think of anyone that is. Because Jonathan Taylor would have, but
Yeah,
he kind of he
he fell
fell.
off.
He fell off. But Jean played well, but
Bijan
some games he
Robinson would
didn't.
be the other one.
So yeah, at the end of the day, hopefully Bajan can get them offensive player of the year next year because I thought he was going to get it this year. I think that was both of our early picks this year.
It
So
might have been. I don't
all
know.
right, so now we're going to go defensive player of the year. Obvious pick, Myles Garrett broke the sack record, and he did it in less snaps than the other players with the sacks. But at the same time, that also means that he doesn't
He didn't
play as
play.
much.
He hasn't played.
He doesn't play as
like they
much
used to.
yeah. So that's the only criteria of that. But at the same time, Myles Garrett was the obvious pick this year. If Micah Parsons stayed healthy, I would probably put him as a close number 2 because you just saw the effect he had on the Packers. Like they lost all the games after he got hurt. So you just see the
Right.
effect he had on the defense in that game, even though he statistically wasn't the best person to gain the sacks. But when he got sacks, there was no stopping him. Like you get like 3 sacks in a game. So, but Myles Garrett, he was the obvious pick. Anyone who would pick someone else, honestly, you're being stupid. Because Myles Garrett should have been one of the MVP candidates. Okay, like
Yeah.
CMC, Myles Garrett, Drake May, Matthew Stafford. Just put those 4. That's it. We don't need anybody.
Well, no. You have to do a top 5.
You have
Tony.
2-5. Okay.
So yeah, dude.
Someone else, Trevor Lawrence, because of what he did towards the end. So that's what we'll do for MVPs this year.
Whatever. Just move on.
All right. So next we're going to do comeback player of the year. And for that, it went to Christian McCaffrey. Pretty obvious. I had a feeling that if he wasn't going to win one of the other ones, he was obviously going to win comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
So when I saw that he won comeback player of the year, I'm like, okay, that's the only one he's winning tonight, probably. But it's pretty obvious that he deserved it. Aiden Hutchinson was pretty close because Aiden Hutchinson was like no one was talking about
14
it.
and a half sacks.
14 and a half sacks plus like 1 or 2 interceptions.
Yeah, something like that.
So it's like he had a really great year. It's just the Lions were really sloppy, trying to deal with a new team with losing one of the best defensive coordinators and probably the best offensive coordinator in the NFL currently. So they had to deal with that this year. So that's why I didn't talk about Aiden Hutchinson when he did play very well after coming back from a really bad injury.
Dak was 3rd place, by the way.
I mean, that's valid because of what he did. It's valid. So, all right. Then offensive rookie of the year. The most obvious pick, Ted McMillan. I do not say, is it Tetaiora?
Something like that.
Something like that. If you do know how to pronounce it, just go ahead and correct us for that. But yeah, he was the pretty obvious pick, Ted McMillan. He just had some of the best plays. He was most consistent the entire year because there are a lot of other offensive rookies that were looking really, really good, but they just had certain chunks of the year where they were sloppy. Like Ibuka was on track to be one of the best wide receivers this year, and then had a huge fall off, like massive. It was really sad. Then towards the end of the year, you had Tyler Shaw playing well, and then you had someone like Jackson Dart, who also was playing well but was getting hurt, which I hope John Harbaugh will fix next season. And then you had Cam Scatterbo, who honestly, if he didn't get hurt, probably would have won because he was playing just really well. So a lot of players who had potential but just couldn't, whether it's injuries or just becoming sloppy in the beginning or the end of the year, that affected that. But also Tyler Warren also would have been one, but then again, just like Jonathan Taylor kind of fell off in the end. Really sad what happened to the Colts. I'll just say that right now. It's really sad what happened to their team. But yeah, Ted McMillan was the obvious pick. Defense rookie of the year. It should have gone to the Seahawks player, Emin Nwari, however you say his last name.
Emin Nwari.
There you go. I'll let him say that. Instead, it went to Carson Schweisinger. I think it's how you say it. Is it Schweisinger?
Schweisinger. I think it's Schweisinger.
Cool name. I'll say that. Cool name. I mean, to be fair,
the Terminator.
The Browns defense is the only good thing about the Browns. And he did play well.
Yep.
But how do you say his name in Seahawks?
Eamon Worry.
Eamon Worry. What he did, he could play safety. He could play cornerback. He could play any secondary position and play well. He was one of the best defensive players this year, honestly. And,
by the way, just an update real quick. Mm-hmm. He is tracking to play.
He's tracking to play, but
he was a full participant.
Okay. He was limping that last video, so I wasn't sure. But it. This is the only reward where I feel like I actually have a pretty strong disagreement on.
Yeah,
in my opinion, he just deserved it. Like if you watched him this year, he was one of the best defenders this year. Like in general, one of the best secondary players, and I think he should have won it. The guy who won it, it's like fine, but realistically, why did the Browns get 2 defensive rewards in a single year?
And 2 Pro Bowler quarterbacks.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Well, half, 1.5.
He started the year for them, it counts.
Yeah,
Just
so
saying.
1.5.
It's down, it counts.
1.5.
It counts.
Because he was half of the Bengals. That's the funny thing. Two Bengals quarterbacks and 2 Browns quarterbacks, but there's only 3 players. It's like a riddle. Like he told someone there were 2 Bengals players in the Bengals quarterbacks in the Pro Bowl and 2 Browns players in the Pro Bowl, but there are only 3 quarterbacks. How is that possible?
Well, I mean,
It's
if
like a riddle.
anybody well, I mean, it's a riddle for somebody who doesn't know football. That's about it.
Exactly.
So,
Most things are because you don't know about stuff. It's part of a riddle. So next up, the assistant coach of the year went to Josh McDaniels, and it's pretty. I mean,
me personally, I would give it to Robert Saleh.
yeah, Robert Saleh, or is Clint Kubiak technically assistant?
Yeah,
Kubiak.
it just means you're not the head coach.
Yeah, Clint Kubiak, Robert Saleh. They probably should have won that over Josh McDaniels because I mean, not like upset about it, but it's not something I strongly agree about. But there were other people that considerably were the better
okay,
options.
here's what I say. Based on how this voting went, you had Mike Vrabel win Coach of the Year and Josh McDaniel win Assistant Coach of the Year. That kind of probably took away from, but that tells me about the people who didn't vote for Drake May to be MVP probably thought that was more coaching than it was just him.
Maybe. I mean, it's you got to give Vrabel the credit, yeah, because
Yeah,
like,
no, I know.
if you didn't have Vrabel, you probably wouldn't have been as good. That's totally valid.
That's what I'm saying.
But the reason why you're wrong about Drake May though is because
we can get
no, just gonna break it real quick. Just because that final play against the Broncos was his choice, so it's not just simply
actually
coaching.
it actually wasn't.
It was.
No, Josh McDaniel just told him not to tell anybody else.
No, that's not what he said. That's not what Drake May said.
No.
Josh McDaniels gave him 2 options, and he chose to do that one. That's what Drake May did. Drake May told Josh McDaniels to do that, and Josh McDaniels approved.
He did it audible.
He made his he made his own call though. He wanted to do that, and Josh McDaniels gave him. Yeah, you're just upset that he went Super Bowl back.
Tony, that oh my goodness. Okay, guys, here I want you guys to tell him to please stop making everything about the Cowboys. I'm not making this about the Cowboys. He's making it about the Cowboys.
I'm going to tell you just straight off the bat. Nobody cares about you whining about that. Nobody actually cares. The only people that do care are Cowboys fans. Anyone who's not a Cowboys fan would tell you to grow up. Roast me. Roast me. I'm just hard to roast because I don't get offended by comments. So, all right. Now we have a new award this year, which I think has been long awaited. The Protector of the Year. And it went to Joe Thuney, but I think someone pronounced it is Thuney. Joe Thuney. He was one of the best offensive linemen this year. He had a huge impact on the offensive line for the Bears. If it wasn't for him, Caleb Williams probably would have been more pressured, probably wouldn't have looked as good as he did this year. And it just shows the fact of how important it is to have at least the top half offensive line to have a competent team. And so there were a lot of pretty good offensive linemen this year, but I think it was pretty obvious that it was him. And I just want to say again, I love this reward, and it's been long awaited because as Jim Harbaugh, his first year at the Chargers, he said, in order to make a playoff team, you need to build the offensive line first. And he did, dealt with injuries, but they made it to the playoffs his first year coaching. So it just shows the fact of how important it is to have a good offensive line. And you look at the Texans and the Chargers in the playoffs when you play a Patriots defensive line, that you do need a good O-line. So, but yeah, deserved it. Happy for him. And for maybe one day we can make a list of different offensive linemen who deserve this kind of reward, but we'll never get it because they're retired.
Tyron Smith, Zach Martin,
Jason Kelsey,
Whitworth.
What's that guy from the Browns? Can't remember his name. The only good
Joe Thomas.
Yeah, Joe Thomas. But anyways, and then finally we're gonna end with the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, which is morally the best award out there. And it went to Bobby Wagner, and his talk was very touching. About his mom and everything that died, and the things how his mom literally told him, helped support him his whole life. And when he wanted to do something for his mom, like work to help pay for the bills with her, and she was like, "No, we got it. You just work on getting into the NFL, stuff like that." It's just such a nice speech. It was a very nice speech.
Yes.
And after watching, I'm like, realistically, there is no I think this person deserves Walter Payton over this person. That's just not a thing with that. It's just whoever wins is great.
Unless the thing they were doing is something weird. But that's the only way.
But
a lot of NFL players are very charitable, and they do a lot.
It's like the frosting on the cake though with what Bobby Wagner's speech with the Walter Payton. So very nice that he won that.
Yep.
So now we're gonna go into
whoa.
What do you mean, whoa? Something you want to say?
let's talk about NFL honors a little bit more. Not necessarily the awards, just everything else.
What do you want to talk about?
Like how almost all the announcers that weren't football players were awful.
I like John Hamm.
Announcers.
Oh, Sebby, that's just all in it. People always just pick random announcers, and they always suck. Is this your first time realizing that? It's not a new thing.
No, I'm just saying the ones last
People,
night.
okay,
Terrible.
if anyone's watching this and they have watched like award shows before, please let him know that that's just people are just that bad at announcing.
I'm saying just stick to football players for your announcers.
They should.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
nobody does that stuff. Nobody sticks to like a certain thing. They always pick random people for any kind of
The
topic.
Grammys pick only have singers announce stuff,
Not always.
but majority of the time.
Not all. No, not always.
Unless it's Kevin Hart or something. It needs to be somebody actually funny doing it.
No, yeah,
not
that's
inappropriate.
yeah, it's like yeah, that's the problem too. It's like the kind of humor in most of these kind of things. John Hamm was funny. Okay, John Hamm was funny.
Yeah.
But the people that like announce them when they think they're funny, they're not. And people who find that funny, that's just weird. It really is. It's just weird. It's not. It wasn't even like funny.
Yep.
Is that all you wanted to add on to the NFL honors?
No, and then also on top. I mean, like the jokes were funny, but
John Hamm was good, and I love the Pope thingy. That was pretty funny.
The Pope skit was funny.
The Pope skit was funny.
And then also another thing, like let's compare this to the Grammys from earlier this week. Glory to God.
Yes.
And the NFL honors, and the other one, Jelly Rolling. That was it.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah. That's another thing. When I was watching this, I'm like, everyone's just saying glory to God, as everybody should. Now, I'm not going to say exactly what Ricky Gervais, what's his name is. He said this thing for like he's like
they didn't listen.
Yeah. He's like, don't make it political. Thank everyone who you work for. Thank your God. Well, there's one God though. He's like, and get off the stage. That's just like how it needs to be, you know. But at the end of the day, it's like people can voice their opinions, but who cares? Nobody actually cares.
It's like
realistically.
It's like, by the way, guys, it gets old.
At the end of the story, it's just about being
NFL honors is better than the Grammys.
Yes, and it's just at the end of the day when it comes to that stuff, I talk stuff. It's just about being a good moral person. It's not about what your personal opinions are. So, but at the end of the day, I'm the kind of person where I just don't care. If someone wants to say something stupid on stage, they say something stupid on stage. I know what I believe, and I know that that's not going to affect me at all.
Yep.
So, all right. So now we can go into our own.
Let's trade off announcing it.
Okay.
You go first.
So first, we'll go with the real MVP. At least the person that we think out of, because when we say most valuable, we mean take this player off the team. Are they good? Now, I'm not saying you take Matthew Stafford off, they'll still be good. But there's just one player who is obviously the reason why they were playoff team. And that goes to Christian McCaffrey. Like, if you took him off the 49ers offense, because how many injuries they're dealing with, they missed the playoffs.
Hold on. Here's a cheer for everybody.
I can barely hear it. Okay.
Yeah, because
I know they're here. No, I know. I know. No, I was wondering if we were going to be able to hear, but like we can hear a little bit. So, but yeah. So, it's like he was the most valuable player on the team. Maybe not the best player this year, but he was the most valuable player on the team this year. So yeah, you take Christian McCaffrey off, they're going like 5-12. That's probably what would happen, 5-12 or something like that, because it was bad. So do you want to go next?
All right. So next,
we'll leave in the middle if you want. So you just
our most underappreciated player of the year.
And anyone who knows sports will agree with this.
Yeah, or you can, if you have somebody else in mind, drop him in the comments. Colston Loveland
100%.
Of the Chicago Bears in the playoffs this year. Well, even the regular season, he was great in the regular season. He was a steal for them, in my opinion, at number 12, which is where they were drafted. I think it was number 12. But anyway, in the playoffs, he was all-time great. He literally was breaking records, I think, in the playoffs for rookie tight end.
He was our favorite tight end going to draft.
Yep.
We knew he would do great.
No, we love Tyler Warren.
We do.
But
we
have a soft spot for Michigan.
No offense. Colston Loveland was a better tight end than Tyler Warren.
Well, I don't necessarily think that one's better than the other. It's just personal preference.
Colston Loveland, well, they're two different kinds of tight ends too, sort of. I feel like Tyler Warren's more of a Jason.
Sure.
And Colston Loveland's more like Gronkowski.
Okay, I guess you can say
And
that.
again, 2 different kinds, and it's like personal preference. It's like Byzantine, Roman Catholic.
Actually, I
Both
think
great.
actually, you know what?
Pick your preference.
Actually, no, here's a better comparison. I think Warren's more like Gronk, but I think that
No.
Loveland is more like Kelsey.
No.
Run after the catch.
Okay, Colson Loveland could be like Kelsey, but Tyler Warren's like Jason Witten. He's not super fast, and he's just good at catching the ball, and he's like that kind of person where it's a little tough to tackle at first. I think he's very similar to Jason
I was
Witten's
gonna
style.
say, don't be disrespecting who should have been first ballot Hall of Fame too.
Out of the 5 players that went, no.
I think he should. I think okay.
Now again, they should add
the
players.
rules.
The rules should be like 10.
Awful.
Yes, there should be 10 people. If that's the case, 100%.
I think there should be 10 finalists, and then you vote yes or no.
I will say this though.
Pretty simple.
I will say this. We'll jump right back to the that real quick. Is after seeing who was in the Hall of Fame, because there's only like 5 players supposedly you can do, but there's some seniors you can do. Let's just say if there's only 5 players you can have, people might get upset, but honestly, I'm okay with Bill Belichick not going in over those 5 players. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying that
he'll be in next year
with but we don't know that. Unfortunately,
he will be.
Unfortunately, we
no
don't
because
know
the
that.
guys that came out and spoke about what they did, they're going to realize, okay, obviously we can't just rely on the other people to vote for him. So will. That's what's going to happen.
And maybe kick out people who didn't vote for him for other reasons, like Tony Dungy probably, or the guy who's the Colts president of operations.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Like at the end,
you guys would have lost that game.
At the end, look. At the end of the day, everyone knows Bill Belichick's a Hall of Famer. Okay, so just because he's not actually in doesn't mean like he's not actually a Hall of Famer. Okay, just let people need to just understand that. All right. So now we're gonna go to the most overrated player, and I think most people don't actually think it's overrated. I'm just saying based off him and like what he thought in the season, pretty overrated, and that's C.J. Stroud.
Yeah. Okay, but here's something for them.
What was that?
Laughter.
Okay. Why?
Because he's so overrated. It's laughably overrated.
He's not really okay. I know a lot of people like C.J. Stroud, but I'm saying like Seppi was probably like C.J. Stroud more than the average NFL fan did. Because you put him like your top 10, remember?
Because the team was doing so well.
Yeah, but it wasn't because of him they're doing well. You didn't listen to me. And then you saw him in the playoffs. You're like,
well, you could also
bad.
I mean, if you look at are the Patriots doing well in the playoffs because of Drake May?
Drake May's made key plays, though.
Same thing.
Did C.J. Stroud make any key plays in the playoffs?
Not in the playoffs. I'm saying the regular season.
Did Drake May make any
when
key
I
plays
put him in
the
my
playoffs?
top 10, he was
not making plays when you put him in the top
throws.
10.
He wasn't.
No,
he was playing like Drake May in the playoffs.
No, he was not. Absolutely freaking not.
He was.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Because Drake May didn't play well in the
thing
playoffs.
that annoys me so much is the only quarterback that can't get criteria is Dak Prescott for some reason.
Again, he resorts to Dak Prescott when he's losing.
No. People who are watching this, Seppi, 1,000% disagree that you're trying to compare C.J. Stroud to Drake May right now.
I'm not comparing.
You are.
I'm comparing Drake May's playoff performance to C.J. Stroud's regular season.
No, because C.J. Stroud did not make key plays in the regular season at all.
So
their defense.
They win.
Their defense
won every game until they lost to the Patriots in the playoffs.
The only way, Seppi, that C.J. Stroud made any plays on the offense was if the player was wide open. He couldn't make any tight throws. He could not throw under pressure. That's C.J. Stroud.
Drake May couldn't do anything under pressure.
Drake May's dealing with an injury right now, and with an injury against the Chargers, fourth quarter. We need to see Drake May. We need to go down the field, get a touchdown. What do? Got a touchdown. Fourth quarter against the Texans. Drake May. We need to go down the field, get a touchdown to end this game. What do? Went down the field, got a touchdown. Broncos, 3rd and 6. We need a first down to win the game. What does Drake May do? Gets the first down. That's something C.J. Stroud did not do. That's why Drake May. You can't compare it. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you win, you win. And if you're the reason why you won on the last play, that's what matters.
Like 4 or 5 turnovers.
Cope.
I'm not coping about anything.
Totally coping.
What am I coping about?
Because Drake May, Sebby, because it's not about the score you got on the board. What matters is winning. And were you reason why you won? Did Drake May make that first down and win the game? Yes. And the last play of the game, that is important.
You cannot say Drake May was the reason the Patriots won the playoffs.
One of the main reasons.
He's like gets 10% credit. He gets credit for showing up.
No, oh my gosh. No, you think people actually agree with you?
Yeah.
No, they don't. Sebby, almost everybody I know is like rooting for Patriots. And when I say why, you know what they say?
They're rooting for the Patriots against the Seahawks? Everybody?
A lot of people I know are actually going for Patriots. And I asked them, why? Do you know what they say? Drake May. That's why I know that you live in
Do you want to know why?
illusion.
Tony, everybody that know is a UNC fan.
No, these are NC State fans. And there's UNC fans too. There's both UNC fans and NC State fans, and even Duke fans. It's just because North Carolina in general. But even people I know, like I've seen that like live in other areas that isn't North Carolina, they just like Drake May. People like Drake May, Seppi. That's why I'm saying that like people don't like Drake May, something like that.
Guys, I'm not saying Drake May's a bad quarterback. I'm just saying he has not played well in the playoffs.
He's been dealing with injury, and he's made good plays when he had to.
Actually, I don't know if he's had the injury the whole playoffs. It might have been just in the Broncos game.
Even if he hasn't, he's made key plays in all the playoff games that ended up going towards them winning. And that one play or one drive had a big impact on the overall game. That's what I'm saying. And again, realistically, before we can get to, we won't say who we're going for the Super Bowl, but I think it's pretty obvious. But I'm just saying that Drake May was a big reason why, and that's why he's an MVP. Where are we at? Overrated player? We are.
Something like that.
Okay. Well, with that being said, I guess you can go with the next player that was on the list.
Where are we at?
Relax. Number 4.
Oh, first response to at Pulp Culture Nate. In case you're wondering, that's one of our friends. Actually, go check out his channel. He does movie reviews.
Oh yeah, watch his reviews.
Yep. Anyway, yeah, UNC fan here. I can attest. The only reason I'm leaning past is because of my boy Drake May.
Yeah,
I should reply because he's from UNC, or is it because he's from UNC, or is it just because you like Drake May? I'm just asking.
Well, for some people, it's because that I've talked to. It's either because they're from UNC or they just like Drake May. That's what I'm saying. You know.
Okay. Either way, if Drake May wins the Super Bowl, we can say that NC State was undefeated against the Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's totally what I'm going to say because of UNC. Both.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which
I mean both.
UNC.
I'm about to say Drake May though is a very accurate quarterback. He is super accurate. Very accurate. And that's what I like about Mendoza. Mendoza reminds me a little bit of Drake May because they're both two quarterbacks that aren't flashy, but they're accurate. And they both can run when they have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, they're both very similar. That's why I'm saying Mendoza might be with Clint Kubiak if he goes to the Raiders officially, which is kind of official. They'll do pretty well as long as they can build an offensive line.
Yep. Okay. All right. Anyway, where are we?
Number 4, which kind of goes into what we're saying.
Oh, yeah. Most relaxed player in the league this year. As in calm, cool, collected, doesn't panic when things get rough. Drake May. And I agree.
That's why that's funny he got to say it. I mean, it's pretty obvious though that like when he's on the field, he's very similar like Joe Burrow. It's just like no matter what the game looks like, he's just like, we got this, or come on, let's get this done. He's not like oh my gosh, what was that? You know, he's just chill.
Right.
And that's honestly one of the most intimidating things to do is be that player that just shows no reaction, just does the job, walks off. That's the kind of players that you want to watch out for. Because you know what they're doing? They're observing. They're analyzing. And you don't want the players that just observe and analyze, they're dangerous. So, you know, people like Joe Burrow, Drake May, Tom Brady. Though Tom Brady did get pretty like exciting on the field sometimes. But like he would normally, for the most part, just stand there, straight face, watching. Well, I guess Bill Belichick was his head coach.
Yeah.
But, you know, Bill Belichick, just no emotion.
Right.
Signetti, no emotion. Wanna why? They're analyzing.
Right. But yeah, Drake May was definitely like the calm, cool, collected player in the NFL this year. Joe Burrow also was one of those guys, but now he's kind of not. Number one, he was hurt most of the year. Number 2, he has been getting a little more irritated, I would say.
By the Bengals. No, I know.
Which is very understandable.
Again, it's like people said, it's Carson Palmer over again.
Right.
We're going back. So many things are happening right now from like when we were younger. We're going back. Even the Super Bowl is from 11 years ago.
I wish we could go back.
Maybe we could go. That's VeggieTales. So all right. So now we're going to the next one, and it's the most improved player. And I spelled his name wrong, but do you want to go ahead and actually name it? I'll let you name it. It's the person you want to.
Yeah. This was my pick for this. Most improved player in the NFL is going to Byron Young of the Los Angeles Rams. He basically doubled his production from last season. He went from 7.5 sacks a year ago to 13.
And on top of that, everyone's talking about Jared Verse. So was I. So was he. We thought he'd be Defensive Player of the Year.
Yep.
But then Byron Young ended up being what we thought Jared Verse would be.
Yep, exactly. So, 13 sacks. Jared Verse actually, coincidentally, only had 7.5.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, last year. So I guess they just flipped spots.
Honestly, what I do think at the same time is maybe because a lot of people were watching out for Jared
Sure,
Verse
sure.
that they gave
But
Byron
you
Young
still
space.
got to
So,
win.
yeah, see,
So
I know. So basically, at the end of the day, it's like you either get to pick who do you want pressure your quarterback more, Jared Verse or Byron Young. So that's basically what's going to come down to in the game. So
yep. Okay, you go ahead.
okay, all right. So next we're going to the most intimidating player this year, and that goes to Azeez Al-Shaair, Texans linebacker. Dude, that guy, he hits like
Hard.
Now, he hits as hard as you legally can in modern NFL.
That's the
If we were
sticker.
20 years ago, he'd be hitting people like Ray Lewis. He's not as big as Ray Lewis, I feel like,
He's not.
but he hits very similar like him. The only problem is nowadays he can't hit as hard. So it's like Ray Lewis
I mean,
with
I will
modern
say
rules,
this year a little bit they've been letting him hit a little harder.
which I like.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it.
like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
Also want to give shout out to Joe Flacco, who came out and said, you get paid to get hurt on the field. That's why we got to stop with all these stupid rules. If a defender falls on top of the quarterback, it's a huge man. He can't stop himself. He's like, this is stupid. Thank you, Joe Flacco. Out of all the people that would come out and say that, I didn't think it'd be you, but I knew it'd be someone older. But shout out Joe Flacco. I love that.
Yep.
But yeah, Azeez Al-Shaair is like it's like Ray Lewis with modern rules. Kind of.
Right.
To exaggerate a little. So yeah. So next, I'll let you go for the next one.
What we got?
Best catch of the year.
Oh yeah, best catch of the year. So let's take you back on memory lane, shall we? We go back into the month of December. It's the Sunday after Thanksgiving. We're sitting down, just watching
football. A game that we did not think would be close.
Yes, it was a game that came down to the last drive for the team that lost. And let's just say we were kind of forced to watch this game because we live in North Carolina. The Rams.
Hey, it was a great game, though.
It was great. But yeah, we were like, oh, why do we have to watch this?
Not me. I was enjoying it.
And that's always when the Panthers just surprise us and just act like the greatest show on turf.
I know and they almost beat the Rams if only their defense didn't give up in the playoffs.
They won. They won the first one.
They won the one we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Where was I?
The Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua's one-handed catch. Here, you give us a demonstration.
Like this?
Yeah, like that.
And then pull it and fell down. And I'm not falling off my chair to give that example. But yeah, so like he just literally just like caught it like backward arm, stretching his arm up, caught it and like pulled it down and caught it.
I would go grab our football to give it an analysis, but I don't want to break my
We're not going to break anything. But yeah, that catch was by far the most impressive catch of the year. There were a couple of like we'll give a little shout out to the Treylon Burks catch. It was like a not as flashy Odell catch.
Actually, I think it's better than Odell's catch. Just because he did it with a broken finger.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Another player the Titans let go of that ends up doing well after he left.
He had one catch. That's
but
just like Odell.
Okay, yeah. And then we also give shout out to Isaac Tesla, that catch he had.
And guess what?
The Green Bay
Having
Packers.
a great catch at a game this year dooms you to lose. Just like Tesla week 1 against the Packers,
except for Travis Hunter's catch against the Chiefs.
Yes, that one was very good. That
was where we realized, Travis Hunter's starting to click, and then he got hurt. If Travis Hunter was in that game against the Bills, I think they would have won.
Yeah,
that's what I would say.
Tempting.
It's tempting. Very tempting opinion there.
But yeah, Puka Nacua, and the Puka Nacua lost too. So okay, don't show off when you're catching because you're going to lose if you do for some reason. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So next we're going to go with the worst game of the year.
I'll give you a hint. It took place in good old London.
All I will say is there was one team that was considered for both the games for worst game of the year. And this game was the Broncos and the Jets, week 6. The Broncos won 13-11. But the problem is that the game was so close and they're playing Jets. Like, guys, this is the Jets. What are we doing? What is going on? This team sucks.
If I'm a Jets fan looking back on that, I'm like, hey, we almost beat the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Yeah. But the other game we're thinking about was Broncos Raiders, because that was also really boring. So at the end of the day, the Broncos just found ways to win the whole year. But some of their games were boring. And some of the games were crazy, like Broncos Giants game, you know?
Yep.
Or Eagles Broncos game. That game was better, in my opinion, than the Giants one. So yeah, that was the worst game of the year. I didn't watch it, but like, well, I watched all the highlights and everything. I'm like, that game, and how Jets had like negative passing yards, like net passing yards.
Yeah.
It's just awful, awful game. All right, so next you're gonna have
We
best
got
comeback game.
oh yeah, the best comeback game of the year. Let's take you back to week 1. Now, okay, first of all, in consideration was the Broncos comeback against the Giants. That was probably the closest game for comeback game of the year to the one that we picked. But we had to go back to week 1, Sunday Night Football. Josh Allen comes back against the Ravens, down like what, 2 or 3 scores with
Three
like 8
scores.
3 scores with like 8 minutes to go.
The fans were leaving. Everyone was done. I was so bummed for the Sunday night game of the year. I'm like, this sucks. I'm like, the Bills just gonna just like stink this year, and the Ravens are gonna dominate. Which I'm okay if Ravens dominate. I just don't want Bills to be bad.
Yeah.
And then that happened.
Yeah.
The turnovers
That
on the
game was
kickoff, the fumble,
insane.
Josh Allen's crazy moves he
Jeez.
was making. That was just week 1 of the playoffs and the regular season were some of the best startups to the playoffs and regular season I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
It's just this season overall is so satisfying because the Chiefs didn't make the playoffs. We knew the Eagles were not making the Super Bowl because we just how they were playing. It's just we knew it would be a fresh new year. And it's a fresh new year, but at the same time feels like we're going back. But I like my childhood Super Bowl era, football era. I will take it.
Yeah.
So I'll just say that. And also they're hitting a little harder, like you said. So it's literally
Mhm.
almost like we're going just a little back, about 10
Yep.
years, you know?
Yep.
And I'm all for it. So but yeah, that was just best comeback game. We were debating between Broncos Giants, but like no, the Bills Ravens game Sunday night, that was something special. And that's why it's the best comeback game of the year.
Yep.
The final award we are giving is the best game of the year. We're not taking playoffs into consideration because if it was, we might have done Bears Rams. But best game of the year.
Cowboys Packers.
No. That was a thought, but quickly dismissed.
Well,
Best
for me personally,
Him
if I had
personally.
to pick it,
But-
that one was nice.
best game of the year. This is based off our reaction to the end of the game.
That's true. Mhm.
And that goes to the Steelers Ravens final game before the playoffs with the Ravens missing the field goal and Steelers win 26-24. Dude,
We might have gotten a noise complaint that night.
yeah, I have no idea, but let me just tell you something. That game was just so close. The whole game was exciting, so close. And then the Steelers missed the extra point, and we're like, "Oh no!" We're like, "No, no, no, no!" Then on like that 4th down, the Ravens end up getting the first down and in field goal range, and we were like, "It's over, chip shot, it's game over. This sucks." And it's like the Steelers could have a chance to go to playoffs, even though they didn't do well. And then they missed the kick. And let me tell you something. I don't think 3 men ever sounded so loud like ever.
Ooh.
We were screaming. We were shouting. I got lightheaded. I gave him a chest bump. This guy, look at the size comparison, and knocked him over. That's how much my adrenaline was pumping when the Steelers won. That's how insane we were acting. And it was just, in the moment, I'm just like, did that just happen? It was just go crazy. No thought to it. Just going crazy because it's what just happened was insane. And that was one of the most insane endings reaction to an ending of a game I think that I've ever experienced. We almost went to this bar near us where it's a Steelers fan bar. If we had gone to the bar,
Oh boy.
I just wondered what it was like there when they missed the field goal. It probably would have been electric. But let me just tell you, Steelers fans, I know you end up losing the same year you do every year, but the way you got to the playoffs this year, entertaining. And don't be upset, Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy will make you win a playoff game next year. I guarantee it.
Okay.
I'm just
Bold
calling
prediction.
it out. It's bold predictions, early bold prediction. Mike McCarthy will get you to win a playoff game. That is what I guarantee. As long as Aaron Rodgers does play this year.
Right.
I can't guarantee if he picks some other quarterback. I'll say that. And I hope Aaron Rodgers does. Because see Mike McCarthy, Aaron Rodgers back again. Another childhood thing. So love to see that too. So all right. So those are our NFL awards. And now I believe we are going to move on to Super Bowl predictions.
Yeah, but just one quick thing.
Oh,
another
comment.
another comment from Pop Culture Nate. that was a great game, but Giants Broncos game was out of this world. Insane. Yes.
It was insane, but the only reason why we didn't pick that one was because it was the Giants and the Broncos. It's like it was just like the two teams that were playing were like one team. I mean, now, to be fair, during that week of football, for your argument, Giants were looking like a team that maybe if they had won that game, playoff contender. Like they were looking like a team that possibly could do something, but then they lost to the game. But yeah, it was an insane game. Don't get me wrong, but it's just the I guess like the Bills versus Ravens is such a big rival right now with Lamar and Josh Allen that with how it ended like that, that's just why like us personally we would choose that. Realistically, the best comeback is Broncos Giants because of how far it was, the big difference in the fourth quarter. But for us personally, by our experience, we kind of went with the Bills Ravens. But anyone who says Giants Broncos, like technically yes, best comeback, but only because of how big the gap was.
Yeah.
But against the Bills Ravens, that rival game, it just felt like a bigger comeback for us. So
yeah.
All right. So now you want to, or something you want to say before we go into our predictions?
Oh yeah. It was the best play award last year. I don't disagree with it, but I think Jameis Winston's catch for a touchdown.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say that. Yeah, Jameis Winston touchdown should have been the play of the year. I 100% agree with that. Now, again, the play that they chose with Caleb Williams is totally valid. I'm just saying, should have had a little fun, let Jameis Winston get a little award. Because I think it just would have been absolutely fun to see him go up on a stage and say something too. That would have been fun. So,
yeah.
But yeah, again, Caleb Williams' pass is totally valid being the best play of the year. I'm not going to argue that. Sure. I'm saying for fun, could have gone Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Caleb Williams is going to do much of that next year too.
Yep.
So, you won't see James Winston do that again, I feel like. So
yeah, probably not. Anyway, all right. So yeah, Super Bowl predictions. So here, I'll go ahead and give a little breakdown. I want you to give your prediction first after that.
Okay, go ahead. Go give a breakdown.
So Patriots, Seahawks. How did we get here? All right. So Seattle. No, it's the road to the Super Bowl. Let's call it that. Okay, the road to the Super Bowl. Okay. Seattle.
Injured 49ers.
No, I'm not talking about just the playoffs.
Oh.
I'm just saying in general. Okay. So, yep. So the Seahawks signed Sam Darnold the offseason. They got second-year head coach Mike McDaniel. Right, Mike McDaniel. That's his name. McDonald. Oh, my goodness. Jeez. No. Wrong head coach. Wrong head coach. Mike McDonald.
Okay, I shouldn't be laughing because I make that mistake a lot. Like, I name a completely different person than who we're actually talking about. So, to be fair, he's just allergic to what I do, messing up names.
Anyway, you mean it's contagious?
It's contagious.
Anyway,
see?
Okay. So anyway, so yeah, Mike McDonald came in last year. They actually had a pretty solid season under him his first year, and then
for what they had, yes, like Geno Smith's the quarterback, very valid.
Yep. So they end up letting Geno Smith go away. Bye. Bringing in Sam Darnold, and honestly, nobody expected them to be anywhere near.
The two teams in the Super Bowl. Okay, I'll say this. If someone had told you, like I said in the previous video, that the Super Bowl would be the Seahawks and the Patriots, let's just say week 1 of football, and you told them because they both lost that the Super Bowl would be Seahawks and the Patriots, they would have laughed in your face. Ha 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 ha. I can't hear it, but I think I know you're doing the laugh now. Yep. So, but yeah, I'll let you go on now though. I'm just gonna say I just want to say that. So
yeah. So yeah, and then
so I will say Sam Darnold playing how he did is not surprising to me because he did with the Vikings.
Yeah, I know. It's just that he had what do you call it? Basically, nobody really believed in him after that end of the Vikings season.
Yeah, and I'll be the first to say real quick that I didn't believe in him either, and I was wrong. And look what he's done. And it's just like Sam Darnold has overcome all the doubters. And
I just want to say, to be fair, if you go back to our playoff predictions video, I did say Seahawks are sneaky.
Yeah, dark horse. Yeah, you did. You did say they were dark horse.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
So I called it.
Yeah. I was so close. I mean, I picked Broncos to win division. I was right about that. Like,
yeah, you were right about that.
I was going to pick Steelers AFC Championship, and it's like, well, if they didn't play the Texans week 1, maybe. 49ers being number 1 seed. They were 1 game from doing it.
They were close.
So I was very close to a lot of picks, but ultimately only got 1 out of 3 right. But,
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm keep going. I keep interrupting
And
you.
then
Go
we
on.
were the Cowboys just being in the playoffs away from Dak Prescott being top 5 in MVP. But anyway, let's move on for that.
I know you're one game away from doing my prediction of 8-1. Almost.
We had to get a better draft pick and screw you. That's what it is. So
Maybe
anyway.
next year you go 8-1?
No, I'm leaning more 10 wins.
10-6-1?
What does that have to do with it?
10-7?
Don't. Okay, let's keep going. Okay. Anyway, so yes, Seattle also they signed former Cowboy DeMarcus Lawrence, so it's pretty much a good luck charm for anybody that signs a former Cowboy, and then they go to the Super Bowl. A la Broncos with DeMarcus Ware.
Yep.
So yep, that's the Seahawks side of it. They basically had a lot of ups, had a few downs, like second half of the season until they played the Rams. Sam Darnold was kind of a little iffy. And then they played the Rams, and for some reason, in the fourth quarter, the second time they played them, the first time, that's when he started going down.
And again, another arguably best game of the year.
Yeah, the second Seahawks.
The only
Rams
reason
game.
why we did not put that as the best game of the year is because I still find that call, that touchdown or 2-point conversion, very controversial.
But
controversial.
So. The extra point.
Yes.
Thing.
I still don't think that should have counted. That's the only reason why I didn't put it at the top, because realistically, Seahawks would have lost the game if they didn't get that. That's all I'm saying. And I just still don't think it counts as a point. Again, at the end of the day, they're in the Super Bowl. But I'm just saying that there's a little bit of controversy there. That's it.
So
That's
Seattle, they kind of proven that they belong on, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
They're in the Super Bowl.
100%.
And Sam Darnold is fighting his demons. Yeah. And he's got one more demon to slay in the New England Patriots.
And I want
to I saw ghosts against.
I want to say another thing too, though. Like growing up, I did even though I was a Packers fan, even though they embarrassed us a lot, I always liked the Legion of Boom. I love their jerseys with the little neon dark blue. Mm-hmm. I loved Russell Wilson in his prime. Like I just enjoyed watching the Seahawks, and it is nice to see them be back in that kind of similar position as they were back then. So
speaking of being back, yeah, the New England Patriots, who had a 7-year hiatus.
I know. So many Patriots fans being like, do you know what it's like to go from best to worst? I'm like, no. And I would have been grateful for being best for as long as you guys were. You kidding me? Now, to be fair, I was alive when Packers won the Super Bowl. This guy was not alive last time Cowboys won the Super Bowl. So there's a little bit of difference for me. It's like, well, my team that I grew up loving won a Super Bowl. So at least I got to experience them winning a Super Bowl. This guy's still waiting. And so once Jerry Jones steps down, whether that's he actually steps down or dies of old age, not wishing he dies, then I'll probably, that's the year where I will go to Cowboys and say this is their year. But again, I just want to clarify one more thing. If the Cowboys went to the Super Bowl, just even with Jerry Jones, I would root for them. Because that means they're doing what Sam Darnold did. Broke the barrier. Dak Prescott breaks the barrier like Sam Darnold did.
I mean, Dak's breaking more than just his own barrier. He's breaking the whole team barrier. So that's kind of
not a whole team.
It is a whole team barrier.
Not a whole team barrier.
It is a whole team barrier. It's
the
Cowboys barrier.
That's true. It's the Cowboys barrier. It's Jerry Jones.
Yeah, because the Seahawks aren't cursed like that. It's just the Cowboys.
So but
and the Browns and the Lions.
But at the end of the day, it's the Seahawks did break the whole barrier with the new coach, though, like the whole team.
Too. Sure, but
you're right about Cowboys are Cowboys. If you look at all the teams with bad ownership,
anyway, we need to.
I know. I was going to say any team with people that considerably have a bad owner, once they remove those owners, they do well. So that's what Cowboys have to wait for.
So anyway, okay. So Patriots this offseason, they took the Titans scraps basically in Mike Vrabel, the scraps of the Titans and Mike Vrabel. Such a terrible scrap that they picked up. They did not even want him. They want him to go away because he was being too mean. He wanted to tell them what they were doing is wrong, and they went bye bye.
I know. It's like, why didn't we keep him? I mean, Robert Saleh, we'll see what he does because with the Jets didn't do well. The Jets are Jets, and we got Brian Daboll's offensive coordinator.
Anyway, let's move on.
But I still take Mike Vrabel. Still take Mike Vrabel 100%.
Yeah. So Mike Vrabel obviously has been one of the most underrated head coaches in the league since he took the Titans to that first playoffs where he eliminated the Patriots in the playoffs.
Ended the Patriots
dynasty.
It ended the Patriots dynasty. And then the Cowboys ended Tom Brady's career. So you got both. Win-win.
Yeah. I actually won some money on that Titans Patriots game. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah. So is this going to be the start of a new dynasty under Mike Vrabel, who ended the Patriots dynasty? You know, he was part of the Patriots dynasty,
Which I will say, this was supposed to be a build up year, and all they're going to do is just improve the team next year. So
here's what I say:
I hope not.
there's no such thing as a rebuild. You're either good or you're bad. And this season, they are good.
They're good set, but no, because rebuild year 7. Okay, rebuild doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be bad. It means you're trying something new and fresh. So
and it worked.
So yes, so I'm saying a rebuild year does not necessarily mean you will be bad. It's just saying it's understandable if you're not good. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
Understandable if you're not good, but that doesn't mean that you will be bad. It does mean you will be good. But so rebuild doesn't mean like, you're gonna be bad. That's all I'm saying. It means you could be good, but no one's expecting you to be. That's what I mean by rebuild. So
anyway, yeah, and then Drake May, second year, runner up to MVP by the smallest
One
margin.
vote.
One vote.
I wonder if that person who voted for Justin Herbert was like, should I vote for Drake May to give him MVP? He goes, watch me. He's put on Justin Herbert.
And then he looks and he's like, oh, I was the reason.
Oh, I was the reason. It's like, oops.
And by the way, if they had tied, I do believe it would have been co-MVPs for anybody that's wondering out there. So, yeah. Anywho, Patriots, Drake May, they brought in Stephon Diggs.
The super underrated defense. I just want to say that again.
Underrated defense, even though they are top 5 in basically.
They're number 2. Well, okay, they're number 2 in points allowed per game, and Seahawks are number 1. It's literally by like 0.3 points.
Oh boy,
0.3 points. So realistically, they both average 17 points allowed per game.
So basically, both offenses in the regular season were top 5. Well, actually, this is the first Super Bowl since the Patriots Eagles, I believe.
The first one or
no, 2017.
Okay,
where both teams have a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But all I'm hoping for is a good game. I don't care if it's like 17-14, Seahawks Patriots win. I don't care. As long as it's a close game and both teams score over 10 points, that's okay.
All right, so here you go ahead and give your pick and why.
I am picking nobody.
That's not an option.
Nobody.
Pick up your mic.
Nobody.
Nope, that's not an option. Hey, call him out. Coward.
No, because what I want is a good game.
Tony, you're not allowed to take the Tom Brady move because you're not a Raiders. You're not owner of the Raiders.
Nobody.
You're not owner of the. You're not even part owner.
I want to watch. For the first time ever in my entire life, I want to see what it feels like when you don't root for a team in the Super Bowl and you get to react to the good and bad of both sides.
How about not who you're rooting for? Who do you think is going to win? Do you think nobody's going to win?
No.
Then who do you think is going to win?
Well, there's 2 different scenarios that are both likely with either team winning.
My goodness.
One is the Seahawks win because their defense and offense will dominate the Patriots, how they perform in the playoffs. They'll crush them. The second scenario is the Patriots support a certain group very big. Like they put it on their uniforms that maybe, quite possibly, they could pay out to help them win the game.
So you think Seahawks should win if the game's not rigged?
Yeah, but sports are rigged.
So he's picking the Patriots, is what he's saying.
No, not necessarily.
Tony, you have to pick which scenario. What's more likely?
Which scenario
more likely or that scenario?
They're both equally, I said.
No, you have to
pick
a scenario. You're not allowed to not pick. That is against the rules.
Whose rules? God?
Sports.
Screw sports rules.
Sports rules are one team wins and one team loses.
Sports is not God. I don't care what rules they make.
You want a participation trophy? That's what you want? You don't.
I hate participation trophies.
Then you pick a winner. You don't pick that.
Why?
Oh, I don't care who wins as long as everybody has fun and nobody gets hurt.
No, not that nobody gets hurt. That's mean. Not that nobody gets hurt. I'm just saying I really, because there's no Chiefs, no Eagles. It's the first time in years we've had a Super Bowl like this. I'm just super happy that it's neither of those teams.
Here, let me give you a scenario then. Like, this is not my I'm not saying what's my pick yet, okay?
Okay.
Patriots dynasty, do you want that to be reborn? Yes or no?
I don't want any dynasty to be reborn.
That means you should be picking the Seahawks, rooting for the Seahawks.
No, because what if Seahawks have a dynasty? I don't want Seahawks to have a dynasty either.
I don't think that's gonna happen. But
When Matthew Stafford retires, you don't think that's a possibility?
no, I don't. I think that the NFC is pretty wide open for
Imagine if Matthew Stafford leaves and then the Rams get Dak Prescott. Because he's the kind of quarterback they might try to go get.
I wouldn't have mind that. But here's the thing.
You know what? Bold prediction. Once Matthew Stafford retires, Dak Prescott will go to the Rams. I'm calling it now.
Well,
you heard it here first.
That means that you're gonna have.
You heard it here first.
You're
okay?
gonna have to wait 2 more if Matthew Stafford plays for a total of 3 more seasons.
I know, but that's why I'm calling it now. You heard it here first. If anyone claims they called it first, I called it first. I'm calling it now.
Anyway, good thing I like Sean McVay. Anyway,
what's your pick?
My pick for the how about this? Give me some stats then. How about that? Since you don't want to pick a team,
Some stats. Whew. I think both quarterbacks will have at least 1 turnover.
Okay.
I believe both quarterbacks will get sacked at least 3 times.
Okay.
I believe that the winner will score no more than 20 points.
Okay.
Those are some of my bold predictions.
Okay. Cool. But who do you think is gonna win?
Don't know.
You have to pick a team.
I told you there's 2 different scenarios. Both are equally likely.
Then pick one.
Nope.
If you're saying sports are rigged, you think the Patriots are going to win. That's basically what you just said.
It depends if they need to rig a game.
You just
if they need to rig it.
Literally what you just said.
Well, it depends. Who's got more money?
How about this?
And also is the prophecy of the Pope going to give them the winner or the loss?
That's what I'm saying.
But the problem is the Seahawks lost one and won one.
In
So another scenario where we don't know either. See? I'm telling you. This is a 50-50. It very likely could go either way, and it wouldn't be surprising.
Okay, so since he's too cowardly to pick a team.
I'm such a coward, guys.
Okay, so all along I have been saying this team, the Seahawks, would be there's no chance that they could lose to the Patriots. It's probably going to be by 14 points or something, right?
I'm a little worried about what you're going to say. What are you saying? Are you picking the Patriots? Or psych, you're going Seahawks. Like, you're just making us all think. He's about to scream. Did he scream? No, he didn't scream. Are you going to scream when you announce it? Okay, let's say.
Because I'm not excited. Patriots are going to win.
Whoa! 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 I did not expect that.
I know you didn't.
So you're picking Patriots.
I'm not rooting for them, but I'm picking them.
So you're going to be rooting for Seahawks, though.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Seattle to win. But it's just something weird that I feel right now.
Because it's rigged?
Not necessarily because it's rigged. But
wait, but you don't want them to win because remember the bet I made with you?
I didn't make that bet.
Uh-huh.
I did not make a bet.
Well, I'm saying if Patriots win, that might not stop me. you better hope someone holds me back.
Here's why you
need to tell Gabriel, shout out to our friend, that he needs to hold me down, so it doesn't happen if Patriots win.
Yeah, probably.
So, but don't you like the opposite side if the Seahawks won the bet we made? Wouldn't you want to do that?
What did we do?
Remember?
I don't.
Okay, then I'll tell you later. Because like it's a bet that you probably would want. You get to hit me in the gut. Is what I said. Because you've been wanting.
Why would I do that?
Because you've been waiting to punch me for a long time, right?
No.
No. You know, brothers. So it's like all I want is one good reason to hit them. You never had that thought?
Well, I mean, I think I've had multiple reasons to do that, but I just don't do it. So anyway, yeah.
So the Patriots, you think they're gonna win?
I think that Sam Darnold has conquered all his demons but one.
And you don't think he'll conquer this one?
I don't think he can do it. So let's call this a not believing enough in Sam Darnold. But I am definitely rooting for him to
to
do
overcome.
it.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's just say I am. To me,
I am actually surprised he said
I
that.
know the Seahawks are favored, but I think the real underdog is Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is the underdog story. I think, not necessarily the Patriots. When you think about it, think about it as a whole.
His story, sure, but
Yes.
this year,
So I
but
am
okay.
rooting for Sam Darnold
One thing
to
I
do
will
it.
say, the over under 4.5 points. People better bet under because I feel like a lot of people are betting over right now. That if it is
No,
scripted,
Tony.
whoever
So
wins,
you're betting on the Patriots to cover. That's what you're saying.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, good. That's not what it is. The over under is like 46
Oh,
points.
sorry, my bad. People who are betting that they're not going to cover, because a lot of people I think are betting the Seahawks will win by more. If it is scripted, it's unless of course Vegas won't lose a lot of money off of it. Like if people are betting heavily, but they won't lose a lot of money from it, they'll let it happen. But who knows?
So
I'm
yeah,
still surprised you said that.
my
But
prediction for MVP of the Super Bowl is Marcus Jones. I think he's going to get some picks. He's going to have really good return yards.
ooh, we should do like who would be? What about if Seahawks win? Who do you think will get it? Do you think it'd be defense or offensive player? Do you think it goes Sam Darnold if they
It'd
won?
probably be Sam Darnold, honestly.
Yeah. For me,
But
I agree. Sam Darnold will probably be the MVP of the Super
I
Bowl if they win. Because the big reason why they'll win is because Sam Darnold
yeah,
will
I
score enough points to keep him away from the Patriots.
I'm not saying he's a Drake May hater. I don't think that he's going to have a great game against the Seahawks defense.
Especially if he's dealing with the injury still.
Yeah,
Um,
so I think the
but
reason why this game's going to be close is the Patriots defense keeps them in it.
but I will say this though. Realistically, probably would be some defensive player in the Patriots, as it's been for a lot of Super Bowls, with the Patriots, realistically.
Yeah.
But it also could go possibly Drake May if he does like play really well. But I will say this though, like, let's say Patriots lose 14-17, and people will say people like Giuseppe will be like Drake May did not have a good game. It's like, who else scored 14 points in the Super Bowl and lost? Tom Brady. Against
Yeah,
the Giants.
he did. He did.
Yeah.
He did.
But the Giants again, that's what kind of makes you think a little bit of this Patriots team, just with the easier schedule than the Giants that year. Only because their defense was really good and their offense that year when they beat the Patriots 17-14.
Sir?
17-14 against the Patriots. I'm saying it's a similar scenario to the
Sir?
Super Bowl because the Patriots defense is really good, but their offense is not necessarily the flashiest, kind of like the Giants.
What I am saying is that Giants team probably shouldn't have even made the playoffs, but based on their trajectory halfway through the season, they were like 3-5 or something halfway through the season.
Aaron Rodgers was like 4-6, and they won
But
like
the
8 games in a row.
Patriots are the exact opposite of that. They won the division. They were in the lead of the division for a long part of the season.
No, I know that, but no, this is not the 17-0 year.
Huh?
Was the year they went 17-0 when they lost 17-14? Or is it the one where they lost like 21?
Yeah, I think so.
Which so it's the 17-14 one.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll have to check that. But okay, I'll have to check that. But whichever one it was, the year where they didn't win, it was like that year was a little similar to like the game came like if Patriots were to beat Seahawks, it'd be similar to where like low scoring and the offense does something in the end that gets them to win, like Drake May's been doing in the playoffs. That's what I'm saying. When the Giants won the Super Bowl against the Patriots, or even the one where they had the crazy catch, which is 17-0 season, they won that game because Eli Manning had that one drive where he just played really well. That's what would happen with the Patriots. Drake May will have one drive where he plays really well that would make him win the game. Like that would be the scenario that like you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It'd be similar to
Sure.
Eli Manning.
Sure. But anyway, yeah. Yep, but
wow, that was a good first live stream, I'll say. I enjoyed it. Very fun.
That was good.
Well,
that was good.
First live stream for our podcast. So
yeah. All right. So yeah, let us know what you think down in the comments below. Give us your predictions for Super Bowl 60 and what you think is going to happen during the game, in the game. How long do you think the national anthem is going to be? Let us know. Over under is like 120 seconds right now.
Oh, and just so you know, we're not watching halftime show. So if you ask us in comments ever of like, hey, did you watch the halftime show? Nope. We will probably, honestly, just probably say the rosary.
Yeah,
we'll say say our night prayers at that time.
Yep.
So yeah.
So yeah. Be sure to like the live stream video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll have our reaction to the Super Bowl either on Monday or it might be Tuesday, depending on when we get through our stuff. So yeah. Anyway, yep, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. We will see what's in store for the off season after the Super Bowl. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm Giuseppe,
I'm Antonios.
and this has been Nighttime Dynamite Duo Sports.
Okay, so I have a quick question for you and the stream.
Uh-huh.
If I go over the top, does that mean Patriots win or lose, or Seahawks win or lose?
If it gets source, wait. So, are you trying to go over the top, or what are you trying to do?
I'm just gonna try. I'm gonna try and throw it right over the top. I'm saying like literally like it just
I
missed the
think
camera.
if you're trying to be so precise, then the Patriots will win because it's Drake May.
Okay. Well, because I don't have a dog in this fight, I'm just gonna shoot for it.
Okay, Tom. Oh,
Ooh, a
that was
chip.
close.
It was a chip. What does that mean?
This could be a chippy game.
Oh boy. Thank you guys.
See you guys.
Adios.
Great. Glory to Jesus Christ.
Glory forever.
Yes, and bye.